Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. This is Matt with Coyote Creek Archery. You see behind me, I've got a little different setup than what you've seen in the past in these videos. That's because I did a complete shop remodel here recently and make things more efficient for myself, make a better experience for the customer, and also allows me to bring in some more products. So really excited about some of the changes that I've got going on here. Today, I want to talk to you about a new bow for 2023. This is a carbon risered flagship bow from Elite called the Era, the Carbon Era from Elite, and has a lot of the technology, or actually all the technology that goes into their flagship bows. Same thing you would see in their target bow, the Verdict, the new Omnia, and this is really a great bow. But let's go through the specs before we get much further into the bow itself. Our axle to axle length is 31¼ inches, so just kind of a nice axle to axle length for a hunting bow. Brace height is a very forgiving 7¼ inches. Not something you see a lot of on hunting bows. More of them are geared towards speed, and they're looking around that 6-inch brace height mark. But here we're out to 7¼ which makes for a nice forgiving bow. Your draw length adjustable on the module from 25½ up to 31 inches. The mass weight is showing 3.95 pounds, and when I put this on my scale with a whisker biscuit rest, I came in at 4.3 pounds, so I think it's going to be real close to that 4 pounds bare bow, which makes for a nice light bow, which most people that are purchasing a carbon riser bow, that's what they're looking for, is that weight savings. Advertised speeds up to 336 feet per second. Let-off adjustability on the module from 70 to 90%, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Peak draw weights offered in 40, 50, 60, 65, and 70 pounds. And then you have 4 color options: the outdoor green, ninja black, like I've got here, the mountain tan, and sienna brown. So this is the ninja black color. It has the same grip that you would find on the Omnia, and I do want to compare it to the Omnia a little bit that I've got here. The Omnia is a bow that I hunted with this last year. I really like this bow from Elite. They still have the shootability that Elite's known for with this new SP cam system, but you're getting some speed out of the Omnia. You're not going to get quite the speed out of the Era because of that brace height, but you're going to have a really nice, pleasant shooting bow, and we'll see that when I get to shoot the bow here in a little bit. But back to the grip, it has that same grip that you would find on Elite flagship bows with the wooden side plates. I really like the grip. It's just a very repeatable grip and a very comfortable grip. And I think having the carbon riser, you're not going to get the cold grip that you would on the aluminum riser, but you're going to have the same feel, which I really like that. Looking at the cams, we have this SP cam. It's a large cam. Very smooth draw on this. The bow does come with the performance module. You have the option of purchasing separately from an Elite dealer as myself. You can get the comfort module if you don't like the feel of the performance module. Now me at 28-inch draw, and actually I had this set at 27¾ nice thing about these modules is you can adjust them in 1/4 inch increments. So I've got it set at 27¾ That's what felt best to me. But at that draw length, the draw cycle is very smooth. There might be just a little bit of a dump in the back end, but you can adjust that with the let-off setting as well. So that's another great feature of this module. So if you look at the picture here, you can loosen the set screw. There's kind of a gold gear, star-looking gear on the inside. You turn that, and then there's index marks, and you can move that in and out to adjust the let-off from 70 to 90%. Now I found on the Omnia that I like a little bit more let-off. I think I had it set close to 80%, but on the Era, I didn't need to quite go that far. And on a hunting bow, a lot of hunters want that extra let-off. So if they're waiting on the animal, maybe they have to wait for, it seems like an eternity, but maybe it's a minute or 2 minutes, and you're sitting there and you're not having to hold quite as much weight. A target archer is going to want to have a little bit more let-off. It gives them a little bit more control over the shot. And some bow hunters want that as well. So that's what's nice about this, is you can adjust that and set it where you want it. But currently I have this set just at the first notch, which is going to be 85 to 87%, somewhere in there. as far as let off. I haven't measured it. That's just kind of where I'm guessing based off of the index marks that they've got on here. There's also holes here in the module. So if we look back at the picture, you can see there's 5 holes there where you can put a limb stop, and there's a limb stop here on the top and bottom limb. So Elite offers that as well. If that's something that you like, that rock solid back wall with a limb stop, you have the option to do that. It comes with the bow. I prefer to leave it off. I like a cable stop. It doesn't have, I wouldn't say it's a spongy back wall at all. It's still a very solid back wall with the cable stop. And so I just leave it as it is. And I really like that. But I really like this new cam. It draws really nice. We have the vibration dampener in between the limbs here. And then we have the set technology in the limb pocket. Same that we've had on the Omnia and the Envision and several bows before that, back to the Cure, where Elite came out with that set technology. Allows you to rock that limb pocket to help with tuning. Now I found with this bow, I put the whisker biscuit on here. I made one small adjustment with the whisker biscuit, and 2 shots I got a perfect bullet hole. So I didn't have to go to the set technology. On my Omnia, I did have to make a slight adjustment on there. But again, I was shooting broadheads out to distance and I was hunting with this bow. So just here in the shop through paper, I didn't have to make those adjustments. But if I was doing some bear shaft tuning, I may have to go to the set and make a small adjustment there. I don't know. I can't say that for sure. But it's there if I need it. And that's what's nice, is it's there if you need it. But just shooting through paper, getting this set up, I didn't have to worry about that. We have the quiver mounts in the riser here as well. So if you're running an Elite quiver or a 2-piece quiver, you have the option to do that. You still have the double burger holes for mounting a rest. Now you can't see them on the shelf side, which is one thing that I don't like. I like to be able to see that when I'm setting up my arrow. It's not a huge deal. I can still set it up and get it where I want it, but I just like having that visual when I'm setting my arrow up initially, where I can make sure things are level. Not a big deal. They did put a rubber pad on here, which is nice if you are running a drop away rest and you're having to cover that with felt or Velcro or something like that, so that you're not having that noise of your arrow clanking around the rest. They've already got that covered, so that's kind of a nice feature. You have your tunable roller guard that you have on all of your Elite bows. You can move those cables left or right. We have a front stabilizer mount. We also have a rear stabilizer mount back here, and your standard string stop with the vibration reduction, and also their vibration reduction that they have here in the riser. That started on the Envision. Same thing on the Omnia. We've got that down here as well. So they did not put this small little, you can call it a stabilizer. It's just about 1.5 inches. It's more of a vibration reducer here on the bottom. It does do a great job on the Omnia. On the Era, I'm not sure why they left it off. Maybe they felt like they didn't need it, or maybe they didn't want to add that extra weight. So I can see the reasoning for that. But all in all, it's the bow looks really nice. I do like they've got the bridging and the riser up top and on the bottom, and it looks like an aluminum bow that's made out of carbon. If you compare it to the Omnia, I mean, they look very, very similar. Obviously the cams are the same, the limb pocket's the same, but the riser looks very similar between the 2 bows. So if you're in the market for a new bow and you like the idea of going with a carbon bow, this is a great one to check out. Now I do want to take some shots with this, so we're going to head over to the target. We'll take a few shots, we'll run it through the chronograph, and I'm just going to shoot it with a performance module. I'm not going to swap it out to the comfort module, but that is an option when you go to your local Elite dealer and you shoot the bow. If you find the performance module to be a little bit aggressive and you don't care if you have to give up a few feet per second, I think the difference I've seen is between 7 and 9 feet per second. So if that doesn't bother you and you want that smoother draw cycle, you have the option to do that. But with this bow setup, we're just going to shoot it with the performance module. All right, we're going to take a few shots with this bow. This is the Era from Elite. And draw length I have set to 27 3/4 of an inch. I have the let off backed off just one mark. So we're going to say 85 to 87% on the let off. The Elite Manual says no more than maximum of 3 turns from the limb bolts. So this is a 70-pound bow. I have it backed out 3 turns, and it comes in at, I just measured at 61.8 pounds, so almost 62 pounds on the draw weight. Let's talk about the draw cycle first, and then we'll shoot it for speed. So you can see that's very smooth all the way through. It stops the back wall, but there's really not a dump into the back wall at all. If I want to walk this forward, there is a little bit of, you can feel the let off. So you do have to kind of help it forward a little bit. Not a lot. It's not really aggressive, but it's there. But then it wants to go. So you do notice the let off on that a little bit. But the draw cycle itself is really nice. Performance module, I think, on this bow feels really nice and smooth. Let's take a shot, see what we notice for vibration and what we notice in the shot. String angle to me feels good. There is a little vibration, as you would expect from a lighter bow. That's one thing that you get with, you give up the weight of the riser, you're going to get a little bit more vibration. There's a little bit, but it's not bad at all. It's not something that, not as bad as what I've noticed in some of the less expensive bows, or as bad as I've noticed in some other carbon bows. So to me, this feels really nice. I don't have a stabilizer, I don't have a sight, I don't have a quiver. You add those things, it could take a lot of that vibration out of it for you, but the shot feels really nice. So one thing I didn't consider when I remodeled my shop was shooting these videos and using my tripod for the chronograph and for my camera. So I can't do both at the same time. So we're going to set this here in the corner, and I'll shoot through the chronograph and let you know what my speeds are until I can get another tripod. It's either that or hire a cameraman, but I think a tripod's probably a little cheaper than that. So we're going to do it this way. So anyway, we'll see what speeds we get out of this carbon bow from Elite. Okay, so I'm shooting 27 3/4 inch on the draw length and about 62 pounds on the draw weight. I am shooting a gold tip Hunter XT 300 spine. Just have a 100 grain field point, so I'm right at 410 grains. So just kind of a basic hunting setup that you might find with this bow. Someone's looking to shoot 60 pounds. This might be something that you're shooting. So give you an idea of what speeds you would get with this bow. This is with the performance module. .266, which really kind of impresses me. I wasn't expecting quite that fast from a 7 1/4 inch brace height, but 266 with the first arrow. Let's shoot it again, see what we get. Okay, we get a duplicate with our second arrow, so 266 again. Chronograph seems to be very consistent. I want to shoot the Omnia one time, just to kind of compare. I don't remember what I got when I shot the Omnia, but I've got the same performance mods on the Omnia, 27 3/4 inch draw length, and it's turned down three turns on the limb bolt, so it should be right around 61, 62 pounds. Let's see what the difference is between the two. All right, same arrow, same setup. We're just shooting the Omnia. Compare the speeds between it and the carbon arrow. That one sure felt faster. 276. So about 10 feet per second faster with the Omnia versus the carbon arrow. Let's go back over to my workbench and we can kind of wrap this up. Okay, so looking at the difference between those two bows on the chronograph, we had about 10 feet per second difference. Same draw length. Let off was just maybe a little bit higher on the Era, but not much. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. We're within probably 3 or 4% on the let off. The draw length was the same, draw weight was the same arrow, same module, and about 10 feet per second difference, which still 266 with 410 grain arrow and 27 3/4 inch on the draw length, 60 pounds, 61 pounds thereabouts. Still pretty impressive, and especially for if you're looking for a lightweight bow, a carbon riser bow you're gonna save some weight, and you're gonna have a warmer grip in the wintertime, or even in those fall mornings when it's right around freezing. That grip gets cold on that aluminum bow. Might be something that you're looking at. This is a great option. I'm really am pleased and impressed with this bow. Draw cycle was really nice, and for the speed that I got, the draw cycle is really nice. It's not aggressive at all. There's really not much a dump at the back end. It's just kind of a smooth pull all the way through. A little bit of vibration in the shot, but again, it's a bare bow, and so some of that could come out when you add some stabilizers and that type of thing. But great job, Elite, with what they came out here. I'm really impressed with this. So, like I always say, you can watch the video, but don't always take my word for it. You always want to come in and shoot these bows for yourself. I've got demo bows here for customers to come shoot and see what they're all about. Help them to make a decision. So get out to your local pro shop or come down here if you're nearby and shoot these bows for yourself. Get them set up correctly. Make sure that your local dealer, local pro shop sets them up correctly to the draw length, to the draw weight that you want. It doesn't do you any good if you're a 27-inch draw length and they will only set the bow up to 29 inches. You're not going to get the feel of that draw cycle. Same way, if you're wanting to shoot 60 pounds and they won't turn it down from 70 pounds, it's not worth messing with. Find someone who's going to treat you right and set that bow up how you want it set up. I hear that a lot of times from people that say they went somewhere and they wouldn't set the bow up to where they wanted it. So I always want to make sure the customer is shooting the bow that they would hunt with it, and not just pulling it off the shelf and flinging a few arrows. So anyway, I've talked long enough, folks. I appreciate you watching. This is a great bow, so go check it out. If you have any questions, you can always contact me. My information is on the website, coyotecreekarchery.com. Leave comments down below. I try to respond as quickly as possible and try to just help you out as much as I can. 2023 looks great as far as bows coming out. There's a lot of technology and a lot of great options. So get out there and shoot them and see what's going to work best for you. So thanks for watching.